Ayo, Chiksua here. Today we're going to show you guys why the green Derieri, or in general any Derieri, is the best unit to use in the BELMOTH raid. The main reason why Derieri is so much better than any other unit is if you can actually clear with the Derieri, and if you do have the cosmetics of Derieri, you can actually get a bonus drop for material, and that you can gain 6 times per day. So if you, for example, have a raid partner who doesn't have the cosmetics, that would be perfect for you if you guys can make it that you are able to use Derieri in the BELMOTH Hell difficulty. Those are going to be the teams. So basically on the right side it's a full supporter. So I think most of the people do know at this point of the game what to do in BELMOTH. And yeah, so this is the gear which is basically important, but I think most of the people do have a Derieri gear. So the other units are all supporter. And then we're going to show you guys how this team works. So just like a normal thing, the right side as a supporter, you are going to rush the ult of the Hellbrum if you can. So we are just going to move like this. And here we are just going to rush the ult of our Derieri. So we're going to do like this. And then we're good to go. So afterwards, just like the normal strategy, we are going to skip 2 turns. We're getting the ult of the main damage dealer to move to transition, and also getting the ult of Hellbrum to actually remove the stances. So what we're going to do now is we're going to just burn the card of our Hellbrum, and then we can also burn this card. And I guess this card does less damage, so we can remove that as well. And here we are just getting the ult of our Derieri and can burn this card as well. So the difference about this team is basically, of course, you do need another Gotha. So in other difficulties you could be also using, like for example the blue Derieri, because she can buff herself, so you don't need another Gotha, or more likely you don't need another Dana for Liz, because then you can just buff yourself and then you have all the buffs required to actually kill. So here what we're going to do now is we're going to double rank up, and with those double rank ups we definitely have all the buffs required for increasing the damage to our Derieri, and we're good to go. So we're just going to ult, and we can just move one time here, and you guys will see basically the strat is exactly the same. Just like, let's say someone is running a full support Zaratras while the other person has the attack UA gear with Zaratras to kill everything. So here we are just going to attack, and let's see how much damage we can deal. We deal 700k. So I think he has like 500k HP. So as you can see, depending on how much your ult is or how good your gear is, you may not be able to use this strat. But if you can, this is definitely the best strat you can use here. The good thing here as well is she has this card which gives her own ult gauge. So we're going to use this card. We are going to also use this card, and because we got this card, instead of moving we're going to use this card, but we also use this card to if possible get the ult. So I don't know how much damage we deal, so we will see. Also big shout out to Levi. Levi invented this strat, so as you can see it's some decent damage with this. It does a lot of damage, and Dana Flawless easily just finishes everything. So my Dana Flawless is on attack, none UA, not even S8, but still does an insane amount of damage, as you can see. So it's really easy to utilize this threat, but of course it's not that easy to have that, and it's kind of unfair if someone is running Derieri, gets the bonus drops while the raid partner doesn't. But yeah, so this is basically the reason why Derieri is the fucking best unit for a BELMOTH raid, just to get the 6 bonus drops every day. So here you will see we are getting those bonus drops of the Valentine's costume. So here, okay, we don't get it because he did that already. So he's a very big grinder and he probably did 6 BELMOTH raids already. Yeah, but I think you guys know, in every difficulty it doesn't really matter if it's hell, extreme, hard or normal, you are getting that bonus drop if you do have the cosmetic. This time we are making it a bit more free-to-play friendly. So on the right side account we removed the green Gotha and put in the Gilthunder instead. So Gilthunder has a buff if it's golden, it increases the attack by 60%, which is actually pretty huge. So yeah, we're just going to do the same thing. We're just going to rush the ult, and here we are just going to rush the ult as well. And we even got a bonus card of our Derieri. So I think I would just merge that card to show you guys the card won't be that necessary. Of course, it won't harm us. And to make it even more free-to-play friendly for the right side account, we will also try out to change out the list and use another unit, and I really hope it works because I never tried it before. I think Zarathos would be the best shot for that. So we're going to burn this here, and we are also going to just merge like I mentioned. We can, let's say we wouldn't get that card, we're going to burn this card. So yeah, we're going to try out without Danaforless and without Green Gotha, which makes it much more free to play friendly, and only one whale is required. And most likely the person who is, let's say, not the whale, he may not have the Danaforless, or no, not the Danaforless, he may not have the cosmetics of Derieri as well, so he won't get those bonus drops anyways. But yeah, so what we're going to do now is obviously we rank up, we double buff, we are going to strip, and we are going to kill. So we can also just work on this ult gauge. And yeah, so as you can see, this strat is super simple, and it only requires one person who needs to be a whale. So like I said, I really hope it's possible to also use, like, let's say Terrico instead of Zarathos. But with only 2-star cards, I think Zarathos is definitely the better shot. So here, as you can see, it didn't crit and we hit for 650k, so we definitely overkilled. And when we crit, we deal like 680k without a crit damage set. So if you want, you could also use a attack crit damage set just in case she is critting, but usually she should kill. Or maybe Despia's backline, so that you guarantee to crit and then your crit damage gear from Guild Boss. So what we're going to do now is we're getting the ult of our Derieri, and we are also getting the ult of our Liz. So this should be enough so we can burn this card. I really hope that Derieri is not going to kill, because here with the Gear Thunder, as you can see, that's some really insane damage. But yeah, we also got the ult of our Danaforless, and we should be pretty good to go. We didn't even needed the second Danaforless card, but yeah, we just used it to be 100% sure that we're going to kill. And now, without all those buffs, we are just going to do this. We are going to dump in the damage of our Danaforless and whatever we have left here. So I guess moving will save us a bit of time. And let's see if we can actually one-shot the last phase as well. I'm not too sure. Almost. So damn, very close. So depending on, maybe with a crit that may be possible, but I think in the last phase it's pretty much impossible to crit unless you use double Despia's backline, so I don't think it's that worth. This time for our last try we are using Zarathos. So my Zarathos does have your gear, those are not the greatest, but yeah, so I personally think if you are going to use a unit in BELMOTH, it's really worth it to just you are the top pieces to deal more damage, because that way you can first of all make it safer, you save so much time even if it's safe already, because if you deal more damage you'll use less cards and automatically it results in saving time. Also we changed to ult gauge food because I have noticed while testing I felt really pepega. The buffs we have as a 2-star, they only stay for 2 turns, so in the last turn we wouldn't have any buffs. So we have to basically RNG a bit to get like a golden buff, at least one of them. But here as you can see we actually got one, so also the positioning matters. So the main reason why I did this positioning is if we are getting, like for example, a buff directly after the ult, it can still merge to a natural merger after using the ult, because you can always use the ult of Helram before you're going to use the buffs. It doesn't really matter because Helram barely does damage, right? But yeah, so we got some pretty nice cards. We also got another Zarathos card, which is really cool. What we're going to do is, as usual, we are getting the 2 necessary ults, and we actually have the 1 ult already, so we're going to use this. We can just merge this and we can just move this here, so just in case we are top decking a Guild Thunder buff, we would have a golden buff as well. Actually I shouldn't show it with a golden buff because that would be too lucky, right? But yeah, so we're going to do this and this. So yeah, if we are getting a top deck golden buff, I would just use a 2-star buff, because that would be kind of cheating to show you guys, yes, it works. But yeah, oh wow, we even got a lot of cards of Zarathos. So if we are getting a lot of Zarathos cards, it's gonna be saving our run for sure as well. But yeah, with the ult gauge food anyways, we can easily get the ult of Zarathos. But yeah, so what we're going to do is now we are going to rank up, we are going to use double buff, we are going to strip and have this as a golden as well. Damn. So we're going to do this and we move here one time just to work on our ults, and next round we should be doing it pretty fine. The only thing which concerns me is still the last phase. So the first try I was like, why does Derieri does like no damage? She did like 120 or something like that, but yeah. I totally forgot that we didn't have any buffs, because yeah, every buff with the Amplify card, she deals 30% more. And that is pretty huge, I have noticed. So yeah, of course also the stat increase or decrease we cut because we don't have the ult. But yeah, so here what we're going to do is basically we are getting the ult of our Derieri. So let's say we didn't draw this card. We move one time and now our Zarathos support, he should be able to kill with those cards. I'm not 100% sure, but yeah, you have to learn that, because it's my first time as well using this team, or at least this way. But yeah, as you can see, we easily killed, so we actually wasted some cards, but we still have those golden cards, which are really awesome. But yeah, basically I can say a completely free to play supporter in BELMOTH, as long you guys have at least enough HP and stuff, can do this. So yeah, we're going to do this. We are going to, I think, so 300%, I think those cards deal more damage. So she's on an HP build though, so damn, yeah, I should use this one because she's at least on an attack set, and then we can easy peasy just finish off the BELMOTH raid with the best unit for those raids. So she did a decent amount of 350k with just one buff, and yeah, here as you can see, he's almost dead, and the Zarathos ult will just seal the deal. So I don't even think that you need a high Zarathos ult. SA5 is obviously preferred, but yeah, that's basically it, guys. Once again, I'm not sure if I mentioned that already. Let me know in the comment section if you knew about using Derieri in the BELMOTH raid, because she is the absolute MVP and the best unit for those raids in general, just to get some more bonus drops. I really hope it was helpful or you enjoyed watching this. Thanks for tuning in, and peace out for now.